Okay, so like, picture this, right? You're doom scrolling on TikTok. You know how it is. Cute dogs, 1 minute. And then, bam, relationship advice.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always so intense. Like, girl, run. He's not peeling that orange, right? Divorce him.
Red flag.
Red flag. It's wild, right? But, like, is it really that simple? Is all relationship advice on the internet just totally bonkers?
Well, it's tempting to just scroll on by, right?
Yeah.
But this whole divorce him thing, it's everywhere. And honestly, I think it says a lot about how we think about relationships these days.
Which is exactly what we're diving into today. We've got this awesome Vox article that you sent me, and it's all about how divorce him became like the internet's relationship mantra.
Yeah, it's a fascinating read.
Totally. So it talks about this whole dump him culture on TikTok, and it really does seem to be aimed at women, right?
Yeah, definitely. The article makes a really good point about how algorithms play into all this. Like TikTok, it feeds off of drama.
Oh, for sure.
The more extreme something is, the more black and white, the more likely it is to, like, go viral. Nuance, not so much.
So basically, we're getting this super skewed view of relationships because, well, negativity gets clicks.
Pretty much. And this negativity bias, it's not just in relationship advice, it's everywhere online. But it's definitely amplified when it comes to love and relationships. Why do you think that is?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe it's because relationships can be so messy, right?
Right.
Like, we want those clear-cut answers, even when they don't really exist.
I think you're onto something there. It's like we want those warning signs. It makes us feel more in control.
Yeah.
Even if the signs themselves are, a little ridiculous.
Like that whole orange peel test thing. Remember that one? The article mentioned it, how your partner peels an orange can tell you everything you need to know about your future together.
It's amazing what goes viral these days.
Right. As if I needed another reason to be single. Oh, he peels his oranges clockwise. Deal breaker. It's hilarious, though, but like you said, there's something kind of real underneath all of the silliness, isn't there?
100%. These little bite-sized narratives, even the crazy ones, they offer us something that's super appealing certainty. In a world that feels increasingly uncertain, it's no wonder we cling to those simple narratives. Totally. It's like we all want that cheat code for love, even if deep down we know it probably doesn't exist. But are we missing something important when we do that? Like, are we so busy looking for the red flags that we miss the good stuff? I feel like that's something to think about.
But it's not just about wanting control in our relationships, right? I think it goes deeper than that.
The Vox article definitely hinted at that.
It's like there's this whole conversation happening right now about what we expect from relationships. Like traditional roles versus like, actually wanting things to be equal.
Oh, totally. Like, it's 2024, people.
Right. It's about time, don't you think? For sure. And the article mentioned that study, the one from Pew Research, about how women just don't feel as empowered by all these societal changes, compared to men, I mean.
Oh, yeah. It was something like 59% of women felt empowered, but only 48% of men.
A huge difference.
Makes you think, right? Like, are we really making progress if half of us are like, wait, this isn't working?
Exactly. So it makes sense that, women are turning to the internet for support, even if the advice is a little extreme.
So, like, they just want to be heard
Mm-hmm.
and understood.
Absolutely. Because honestly, sometimes it feels like those conversations are harder to have offline. You know what I mean?
100%. Like, it's easier to rant on TikTok than it is to actually, like, talk to your partner about what's bothering you.
Sad, but true. Although, this whole divorce him thing, it's not always about fixing a relationship that's already there. Sometimes it's about, like, completely rethinking what a relationship even is.
That's a really good point.
Like, the article mentioned non-monogamy and platonic partnerships.
All these different ways of doing relationships.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool when you think about it.
Yeah, it's like we're finally giving ourselves permission
Yeah.
to write our own rules.
Totally. Although, speaking of rules, there's that whole other side to all this, right? Like, the whole putting your relationship on blast thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The article talked about that, too. Like, it's one thing to make a joke about the orange peel test. It's another thing entirely to, like, air all your dirty laundry online.
Because as tempting as it is to crowdsource your relationship advice,
It's probably not the best idea.
it can get messy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's almost like you're inviting everyone to have an opinion on your relationship, and not everyone's going to be, like, super helpful.
Exactly. It's like you're opening up this can of worms, and you can't just, like, close it back up when things get out of control.
And the thing is, it's so easy to get caught up in all that online drama, isn't it?
Super easy.
Like, you see other people's problems and you start comparing, and then suddenly your own relationship doesn't seem so great.
It's like the internet can make you feel like you're always missing out, even when it comes to like relationship problems.
Totally. So, if we're not supposed to be getting our relationship advice from TikTok, where do we go?
Well, the article actually had a pretty simple answer for that.
Oh, yeah. Lay it on me.
Talk to each other.
Wait, seriously? That's it?
I know, it sounds kind of obvious, but honestly,
Yeah.
it's the most important thing.
But, like, what if talking to your partner is, like, the actual problem?
That's fair.
Like, what if you're not even on the same page about, basic stuff?
That's where like really good communication comes in. And I know that's easier said than done, but the article made this point about how like even when it's hard, even when you're arguing, choosing to talk things out, it builds a stronger foundation than like any viral trend ever could.
That's true. I mean, relationships are all about connection,
Hey,
right?
talk it
And
out.
connection comes from, well, actually connecting, not just, like, posting about it online.
And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is log off, put down your phone, and just like really listen to your partner.
No filters, no algorithms, just you guys.
Exactly. It's like, remember why you're together in the first place.
I love that. This whole conversation has been super eye-opening. I feel like we've covered so much ground.
Me too. It's always fascinating to see like how these internet trends reflect what's actually going on in our lives.
For sure. It's like holding up a mirror to ourselves, isn't it?
Totally.
So, to all our listeners out there, have you seen this divorce hymn trend online? Does it make you want to laugh, cry, throw your phone out the window? We want to hear your thoughts. Hit us up on our socials and let's keep this conversation going. And who knows? Maybe we'll even inspire some healthy, algorithm-free conversations along the way. Until next time.